Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the beginner treasure spawn that just came out. This is very awesome, so let's get to this and everything surrounding this. Okay, so this is going to be 15 gems at all times when you're doing this. So unlike the previous beginner one they had, it was 30 gems. This one's going to be 15 gems all around. The only bad thing about this is you can only do it 6 times. That is legitimately the bad thing about it. It is very nice spawn. Very nice. When I say very nice, this is a very nice spawn. This right here, it's 15 gems. You're guaranteed 1 Athena piece from the regular spawn. Now, I'm assuming they will have like okay, so they actually put the SSR rates back at 60%. Before it was at 4%, now I see it's at 6%. That's not bad, that's very good. But anyways, when you're spawning for 15 gems, you're getting an Athena piece guaranteed, which goes up to 30 cost as an ultra rare. So that's good for 15 gems, that's decent starter gear. But on top of it, you're getting 1 chest, and I'll show you what they got in the chest later. But here's the this is like the craziest part about it. You're guaranteed 1 ether or awakening orb each time you do this for 15 gems. So all the stuff you're getting plus the ether and awakening orb, which is literally, if you look at the special spawn, the same thing over here, except that's only first time half off for the special spawn. With the special spawn, it's first time half off. Now you will be getting an ether or a awakening orb guarantee because you get to choose on like the treasure spawn over here. But for what they have surrounding it, plus with the ethers and the awakening orbs, so much of a better deal with the beginner treasure spawn. It is stupid. So anyways, let's actually get into the gear that they actually have for each chest, because all of these 6 chests are all these 6 chests are divided into separate gear pieces of what you are guaranteed to get. Okay, so one of the chests is going to guarantee the Stellar God series monsters. For sure, they're not going to be giving a lot of gear score compared to the max cost, for sure. And if you use these for battle score and Unison battles, not going to be all too helpful, for sure. 29 cost. Whew, no, that's not good. But the abilities, even in player versus enemy till this day, they're still kind of useful. I mean, they're useful. There are better monsters for sure. There's probably like a number of there's probably a couple handfuls of better monsters out there than these monsters, but for sure the abilities that these monsters have are still to this day useful in player versus enemy. That is the magic of these monsters. Anyways, with the Stellar God weapons, I wouldn't say it's all too worth it. Also, Stellar Gods may be worth it more if you're a beginner, perhaps. Say if you're mid or end game, no, for sure the Stellar Gods are not worth it unless it's like maybe 40 cost orientated. Then maybe they might be helpful for that. But anyways, moving on from there, Stellar God weapons are going to be a little more useless. Again, if you're a beginner, no harm in getting this stuff whatsoever. Actually have better versions of the stuff, the Kumba Hero stuff, 35 cost. I think I have it equipped still. Considering that I actually don't have much I can actually do right now with my gear score. Well, actually, I'm going to take that back. I meant attack and magic attack gear score wise. But yeah, it's right here. It's the 12th Zodiac. It literally has the testament, like what a physical testament does, or a magic testament. And on top of it, the cooldown ability reduces 20% like it shows in the Stellar God weapons, and it recovers 5 costs. So it does all that at once, so it's legitimately going to give off more stats, and it's a better skill. So these for sure have gotten outdated. If you want them for the cosmetics, they look cool, or just perhaps you want them just because you want them, absolutely you can get them. But if you're not starting off, these are probably not going to be good for you to get whatsoever. Skill and gear score wise, they are outdated. With the Stellar God armor though, that's a whole different story. With the Stellar God armor, sure, it's 33 cost, so it's not going to give off the best stats for sure. In fact, the highest cost right now is 37 cost, soon to be 38 cost. So it's falling even behind more gear score wise. But with the skill it has, it's definitely worth it to put in some guild battle situations and guild battle scenarios. Now, yeah, I'm not telling you to absolutely get this right off the bat and just put this on your guild battle set. It depends. There's 2 types of people, 2 types of scenarios, 2 types of situations. You could do this. These are defense constant skills, and with them being defense constant skills, right? there is damage reflection reduction. Reflection reduction, when you hit the barrier, when you're fighting a guild crystal, right, and you hit like a 50% barrier that some people like to put up, it will literally make sure you take 1 damage back at yourself, so you can continue to attack the crystal. The barrier will still be up there to reduce the damage by 50%, but on the flip side, you're not going to be dying from the barrier, so that right there is very, very good. Or instead, you can add these instead. And yes, when I say you can add these instead, you can add these instead. There are endgame guilds out there that still use these armors because they're the only armors in the game that both reduce physical and magical damage taken in one as a defense constant skill. There are no other armors in the game that actually do this right now. They still haven't add this skill to new cost armors, which is very, very interesting how they haven't after all this time. So this right here is still really exclusive gear. Of course, like I said, it's not going to be the best gear score wise, but for sure with the skill it has, it is still useful towards this day in some scenarios and situations for guild battles, even end games. So that's pretty much me talking about the Stellar God gear, and the best part about it is they offer such a wide selection with the Stellar God, actually not gear but armor, my bad, armor. You have the head series right here in one chest, and then you have the body series right here in another chest, and that right there is very, very awesome because like I said, the Stellar God armor is really the only thing end games can actually use or would be useful. Everything else pretty much would be useless for end games. Stellar God, even with end games, if you don't have Stellar God gear, if you plan on becoming tanky or defensive during guild battle, including during Unison damage, because these work for Unison damage as well, that's why endgame guilds like use these. If you ever seen a guild just straight up survive Unison, while you're sitting there wondering how that happens, considering that your guild can't survive Unison, one of the reasons why is because they have 2 of these, because you can only stack defense constant effect skills twice. Is because they have some of these on. These actually do on top of other scenarios and situations that you may apply to yourself or maybe applied reduce Unison damage. So right there is very, very cool, and everything surrounding that scenario situation. That's what I gotta say about the Stellar God armors and why they're useful and everything surrounding that. Okay, so moving on from there, we got the Athena series set. Same for the Athena, actually a lot less more. Same for the Athena and Valkyrie. Stellar Gods have useful abilities to this day. They really can't be used at a player versus enemy all too well. In fact, it's not even recommended anymore because they're outdated, like cost wise. They don't give us much gear score as like the newer stuff and stuff like that. But with these down here, the Valkyrie and the Athena, sure, Midsummer Battle Valkyrie could still be useful. And I don't know if they have, no they don't. So yeah, that's pretty much the only Valkyrie and Athena from the Valkyrie Athena set that still could be pretty dang useful to this day. If you do end up with like element locked unisons and you do like Crystal of Sacred Altar, perhaps say, people might be using these. It's safe for the Stellar God, but those are really the only huge reasons I would even recommend even worrying about them in the first place. Other than that, they're not used in Unison League anymore. They're just completely outdated at this point. So that's all I gotta say about the monsters. That's all I gotta say about the spawn and everything surrounding it. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching, and I hope this helped out. This is the AzureWrath, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.